For today's video I have Hitway BK6, one of the most popular models for Hitway bikes. At the day of recording the video, BK6S is being sold for 800 euros. It comes in 4 different colors, and you can actually buy accessories like spare battery, and also you can buy the spare parts on the hitway.eu website. Let's take a moment to explore what this bike has to offer. First off, it's a foldable bike, which makes it super convenient for car trips or storing it in tight spaces at home. Another standout feature is the easily removable battery pack. This is particularly practical for those who leave their bikes locked up in apartment complexes, allowing you to charge the battery at home while minimizing the risk of theft. Plus, you can have a second battery pack, which is super useful for longer commutes or rides. The battery is a 36-volt 12 amp hour battery pack, which will take you about 25 kilometers if you're gonna use it just with the motor without really pedaling. If you decide to pedal, your riding range becomes virtually endless. I'm a big fan of these fat 20-inch tires. They give the bike a solid and robust appearance, not to mention that they perform really well on off-road trails like sandy little roads and so on. It's worth noting that they do create some rolling resistance and sound. The bike reaches the legal speed limit of 25 km per hour quickly, even when facing headwinds. There is no twist or thumb throttle, so that the bike complies with EU regulations, a decision that I generally respect. The Hitway BK6S features 7 external gears, powered by a Shimano Tourney system. Riding it in the smallest gear at 25 km per hour allows for some workout if you choose to pedal, so the gear ratios work quite well for me. I am a 1.91 m or 6'3" rider, and this is one of the most comfortable frame size-wise 20-inch foldable bike that I have ever tried. And you can of course easily make it smaller for smaller riders by lowering the handlebars and also lowering the seat. I think this bike should work for someone for up to 1.95 m or similar and be a pretty comfortable ride. Hitway has also managed to install actually working rear light, which is integrated into the main battery and the main system. And you must have already noticed that the rear rack has soft padded cushion, even though the racks are normally rated for 25 kilograms of weight. In our experience, you can carry a little bit more. The build quality of the bike is actually quite nice. All the weld seams look really nice and rigid. The paint is without scratches and looks like a high quality one. The only complaint I have is that when I set the handlebars at the highest level, the handlebars become a little bit flimsy and seem like less reliable. And I also had this clamp opening up a few times for me, and when I tightened it up, it is very thin, so I'm a little bit scared that when I try to apply more force for engaging it, I can actually bend it. It's not a big deal, you can replace clamps like that, and even if the clamp becomes loose, there is a secondary safety system, so your handlebar doesn't just open, you actually have to push the clamp to the side after you open it, and only then you can release and fold the handlebars. So it's not a safety concern, but that's the only complaint that I have about the build quality on this electrical bike. The seat post features a shock absorber, which I'm still a bit undecided about. You see, it definitely absorbs the bumps when I ride, but it's just awkward when I set up my saddle height and then I sit on it and it sags for a few centimeters down. I'm not really familiar with these shock absorbing seat posts, therefore I still haven't formulated strong opinions about them yet. And one more thing I would like to mention is this seat that opens up so you can, easily remove the battery and it's not in the way for installing and removing it. I understand why it's done like this. It's just sometimes so annoying when I just want to lift the rear of the bike and move it to the side, like turn around my bike, like do like this. And then I just touch that lever with my finger every time I forget and it does this. It's not a big deal. I'm used to flipping my bikes like this, like this. And every time I try to do that, this happens. Overall, the BK6S offers great value for the commuters who don't want to sacrifice the space for storing or keeping their bike, but still want to be riding fast up to 25 kilometers per hour. I love the bike's aesthetic appeal, from the color scheme to super fat and nice looking tires. And of course the removable battery with the handle and the key. It's a super nice feature, especially for people living in apartment blocks which cannot leave the battery standing outside. Hitway's decision to conform to legal speed limits and not add additional thumb throttle adds to the peace of mind when you ride in big cities where police is actively looking for illegal e-bikes. Plus, having spare parts and different accessories for their bikes on their website is a noteworthy benefit of the Hitway.eu. Given the bike's price and all the features that it has, it's a great value for money. If you want to get yourself one, there is a non-affiliate link in the description below where you can order your Hitway BK6S. I hope you found this review useful and I hope to see you in the next video.